Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Games and Things, billiards, shuffleboard tables, foosballs, table tennis, arcade games, bar tables and stools, theater seating. You can't beat Games and Things. Drop by and thank them for making shows like today's possible for us. I want to welcome in first two panelists we have. These guys are Tennessee fans, pure and through. We got Chuck Cavaleris right down there. We have Bob Hodge right down here. And seated next to UT Athletic Director John Currie. Of course, what we're going to do, I've asked these guys to kind of give me fan perspective questions. We'll take one each from you in this segment. Got about 2 minutes, okay? So we're starting giving you a clock, John Currie. We'll see how good you are. Who am I going to start with? Let's start with Bob. Bob.
Okay, easy question. I'm a season ticket holder. Been going to ball games a long time. We lost our concession stand when they put the new box seats in on the west side. We're in XX1.
XX1.
We used to come out right there as our concession stand.
Now
we got to walk a long way. Lines are worse. How do you fix that?
Well, I'm not sure I can specifically answer the XX1 question, but your general question is about fan amenities. And if you look at our stadium right now, section XX1.
It's actually about me.
Well, that's one of the places where we have the most square footage per fan. But if you look at other areas of the stadium, we're less than a foot of square footage per fan in our concourse areas, which is way below the standard. So long term, we have a lot of improvements to do to make sure that Neyland Stadium and the experience for all of our fans at Neyland Stadium truly befits the work and effort that goes into their earning that money to buy those tickets.
Right, very good.
You know, if we go to the Google Earth view and not just XX1,
right.
I know you said that the Neyland Stadium expansion needs to be creative and aggressive, and obviously you have a background.
Right.
And we look around campus, we see so much else going on. With $106 million allocated in this first phase, will fans notice anything new this year?
Well, this year, fans won't notice anything new versus last year from that particular effort. That's more of a long-term planning process that we're engaged in right now, and that we'll have more to share about that later on as we go throughout this year. But long-term, you're probably looking at a bigger number. We're not talking about expansion now. We're talking about improvements to basic fan amenities, especially in that south end zone of the stadium, where we do have 1930s and 40s era bathrooms and plumbing fixtures and egress and ingress.
Now that let me play off that for a second, John. Now that there's so much money involved in this kind of in intercollegiate athletics, now costs are higher too. I understand that, but there's so much money at play, and it seems that schools are constantly upgrading their facilities. Vanderbilt's made some upgrades. Kentucky made huge upgrades at Commonwealth Stadium. The SEC network money that's been pouring in, that goes to it. Are we at a point now where it's almost going to be a constant in terms of upkeep? I mean, Neyland Stadium went decades with nothing being done. Then you do something and you wait another 15 years. It seems now we're getting to the point, and you certainly see it with professional stadiums. The Georgia Dome.
Right.
20 years old. Let's get rid of that thing. Turner Field, get rid of that thing.
Well, I think I saw an article that the Titans in Nashville are talking about $300 or $400 million of renovations there. That's a 20-year-old stadium.
So how much, is that what we're getting into now in terms of the arms race in college sports? You're at a constant state of construction work. And how much does that concern you? You keep adding for the fans, but the costs have to be covered in that. And also there's the headache of, well, this year you're going to have to go through traffic and this construction, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think sometimes the comment that there's a collegiate athletics arms race is a little bit misleading, because if you really look at it, there's been a great growth in what is deemed to be acceptable across higher education. And so if you look at our campus, the biggest change for me coming back to the University of Tennessee after being gone 8 years is the incredible transformation of our campus. And we talked about it earlier. I was driving up Cumberland Avenue on the way over here, and what a great job our city and our mayors have done to improve Cumberland Avenue. And then got new buildings, and Strong Hall just opened up, and the incredible new student union, which is twice as big as our old student union, one after another. So athletics is a component of higher education. In higher education, you have seen a transformation of needs, as you will, for great laboratories and world-class research space. And we're fortunate here that there's been great leadership in that regard on the academic side of campus over the last number of years.
Okay, good deal. We're going to have another couple of questions from a fan perspective from these guys when we come back. More with John Currie when we return on the Sports Source.